for the Wednesday's Word for Women show remix. I am so glad that we made it up to this point in your week. I'm so glad that you took a moment out and to share it with me. I take it as a privilege and an honor to be able to be in your life for just this brief moment of time. I don't take it for granted, for real. I hope you're all right. I hope you're not out here letting nobody kill your vibe or steal your joy, because you know we people of gratitude, and we can flip through the Rolodex of our mind, get our life together, shift our attitude, which then shifts the attitude of wherever we got to be at, because we understand nobody or nothing gets to dictate to us the sort of day we're going to have. Our reactions, responses, and attitudes is on us. We control that. And so it can be a good day in the neighborhood, regardless of where, who, or what, or when, and why. Okay? Last Wednesday in January, y'all. Can you believe it? January 2021. The last Wednesday is in the books. We made it. So, to start the year off right, I was keeping in mind some basic tools for our toolbox to carry on through the year. The show talked about the blessing and power of a no. Y'all remember, everything you say yes to, you say no to some. So you better make sure it is serving you or serving someone well. Make the best decisions. And also, we know sometimes we're going to be kept when we don't want to be. Some things are not going to work out that we are planning right now. That is our goal for this year, our word or whatever. It is not for us, and it's not going to happen no matter what we do. But it's great to be kept, because God knows what's ahead, around the corner, up the street. We don't. He sees year 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 of a thing, and we only see the immediacy of it. So we are just going to trust that if it doesn't happen for us, it was not for us, because we know for sure can't nobody steal our blessings. Can't nobody get what's meant for us. Is going to happen. So if it's not happening for you, then that's not for you, and it's okay. And also, we were talking about, we are not going to be pressured into authenticating our pain. We're not going to have to validate it. If it is a pain for us, I don't care what it is for them. We're going to process through our pain, and we are going to stop allowing people to make us qualify and validate should you feel pain for that thing. A hurt is a hurt. It's your pain. So you deal with it as you need to, whatever tools you need to use, but don't let nobody make you feel that your pain is not valid. And finally, we're going to round it off. We were talking about how we're going to relate to others and boundaries we need to place. There's boundaries we need to place on ourselves. It's not all about others and other things and what everybody Sally suiting them doing or not doing. A lot of it is on us. And so we got to check our dang self. We got to just know having this tool in the toolbox is a good foundation for the year. And that tool is, no, we do not have shame and condemnation, but we do understand clearly that our consequences have actions. I know y'all think I said it wrong. I did not. Usually it's our actions have consequences, which is quite true. But every consequence is going to walk out then a corresponding actions. Our consequences have actions. You just better know it. And so I think we need to understand, shame and condemnation that sometimes accompanies those actions are not valid. However, healthily processing through the action of the consequence is. So we all love that, no shame. But that does not mean there will be no conflict. Let me explain. We love the no shame, and that is true. Y'all know I'm the ain't no shame in my game queen. I don't care what you did, when you did it, who you did it with, what time, and where y'all was. If you've asked for forgiveness, even if they don't forgive you, if you tried to course correct, if you have done the work to rebound from it, if you have did what you needed to do, can't nobody put no shame and no salt in your game. And you shouldn't feel less than because you made these mistakes, because ain't nobody out here perfect. And all of us got a skeleton or two in our closet that we don't want nobody to open that door and find. And so, no, there is no shame. True. But that doesn't mean there's not going to be this inner conflict. There's a war. Perhaps you even still want to do the thing. Or sometimes our minds will condemn us and make us feel shame. Our minds will send us straight to hell because it will try to get us to define ourselves or take on the identity of the mistake or mess or whatever the thing is that we have done. We don't have that. But yes, there is absolutely actions that come from our consequences. You may even have some life-altering ones. That's why I love King David. And when he started off, God just revealed it. He did some wrong. He had a life-altering consequence. Their child died. He got caught up in adultery, got the girl pregnant, had the woman's husband killed, took the woman on as his wife, seemingly. All things he cleaned it all up. However, the action of them consequences that he had was that son dying, and it did not get spared. And so you have to understand that sometimes your actions, your consequences are going to be life altering. Your life can change from action of the consequence, because first of all, what we do is not just tied to us and not just affect us, but second of all, regardless of, even if you were a pawn, even if you were used, even if you was a scapegoat, regardless of the motive of what the choice you made, you might have made it for good. You did it for love. You did it because it was a good idea. You did it because it was helping someone. Okay, I get that. But here's the thing. Because of the choice you make, regardless of motive, it was still your choice to get involved with him, her, it, okay? You didn't listen to the intuition or the spirit's leading. You ignored the red flags. So no, you didn't do the action. But you were involved with the person that did. You ignored all of that. You didn't know what was going to happen. But you can't tell me God ain't showed you some about old boy or old girl. You can't tell me that he didn't give you a glimpse into who the person was, what their character and integrity was by how they dealt with other people, even if they are wonderful or great to you, right? So I'm not trying to be insensitive. I promise you I'm not. I'm not trying to be insensitive to your plight. Yet you can't tell me that even if they were just good to you and showed you no ill signs, that signs weren't there. You can tell a lot by how people treat other people and how they conduct other areas of your life. So those are glimpses that you chose not to see. So the consequences are deserved, boo-boo. I ain't trying to be harsh. I've done lived this. I ain't had nothing to do with that. And why I'm the one in the short end of the sticks? Well, I didn't know that there was some issues, and I continued on in that thing. And so then that means that I am not to blame, right? So you have to understand that all of our consequences, the actions of the consequences, are going to be deserved. And so there isn't even no point in, woe is me, why me, God? Well, I just didn't know. I just didn't. You save all that. Put on your big boy drawers, put on your big girl panties. No. What you need to do is start dealing with the actions of these consequences. Ain't no sense of the pity party. Pity party ain't gonna get you nowhere. Pity party gonna get you stuck. What you need to do is power up, boss up, man up, woman up, and figure out what is the steps that you need to take to alleviate some of the actions of the consequences, make right, or whatever it is you need to do, or even gather the strength and the mental fortitude to strengthen you to be able to get through some of these consequences, because they're huge. But you don't have shame or condemnation in it. Don't let your mind play that trick on you. Do let your mind then try to course correct and figure out what is the next step that you need to take to deal with this thing. So we absolutely have no shame and condemnation, but we do have consequences and inner conflict. Inner conflict, y'all. I want to talk to you guys for just a hot Second, sometimes choices just feel good. Have you ever wanted something that you know was not a good look, you know it was wrong, but it felt good, like you wanted it anyway? So what you need to do in these instances, please don't feel bad. So many people, that's where addictions and stuff start coming in, reckless behavior, because you're trying to make yourself feel, cover up the feelings that you're feeling. Please don't cover up the flip. It's normal, boo-boo. I know it feels abnormal, but let me tell you, it's normal. There's nothing new under the sun. I promise you, you ain't got nothing going on in your life and your mind that ain't been in Sally Sue or Tom, Dick, and Harry's. So let's get that out the way. Ain't nobody out here issue-less. We just got different issues, okay? So please understand that inner conflict, y'all, is normal. You should be fighting against yourself. Your fight is not against a girlfriend over there, sister girl, or guy friend, homeboy. Your fight is not against anyone. You're not competing with anyone. Your biggest fight and conflict is with yourself. And so be okay whatever that fight is. Please don't be ashamed. Please don't be ashamed. We all out here with some stuff, y'all. We all got some stuff. So don't allow your mind, don't allow the society, don't allow people that they're okay with these issues, but they are against this one, or they tolerate this issue, but this issue is absolutely not. No. Whatever your inner conflict is, first of all, you're human. Be glad you could feel it. Don't try to dull those feelings and emotions with substances and all this, what we're trying to run and hide, or get involved in keeping ourselves so busy that we won't have to deal with it. Don't do that, y'all. Be comfortable in the uncomfortableness of not being a perfect being, because we're not. Can we all just let each other off the hook with this this mentality we got for this striving for we're going to be perfect? Perfection is not ours to gain. It's not, and not on this side of life. We are all filled with imperfections, so please stop judging each other's imperfections. Stop. Now, that does not mean we agree with it. Now, we're not saying the right is wrong and the wrong is right, but what we are doing is we are understanding that that's his thing, that's her thing. Except for the grace of God, so I'm gonna be all right with my thing. Okay, so don't condemn yourself to hell because you got a particular issue or habit. But I am sorry, not sorry. We do get to live in the awesome state of our mistakes don't define us. Our issues don't get to identify us. And the part of us that is the worst of us doesn't get to condemn us, no matter how ratchet, because therefore now there is no condemnation to those who are in Christ Jesus, Romans 8:1. But you better hear me. Therefore now there is no condemnation for those who are in Christ Jesus. So shake off the shame and condemnation, but be very clear that you are going to check your dang self and work out the actions of our consequences. Y'all have a good, strong week. I'm praying much love, laughter, peace over the rest of your week, your family, your job, wherever you have to be. I'm going to remind everybody, you can drop a question in the comments or DM me and I will answer your question. You will be my video guest on Ask Pastor Payne segment of the show. And you guys have a wonderful Wednesday. Be blessed.
Hey, Pastor Champagne. Thank you for taking my question and talking a bit with me about what I've been thinking about. I have been thinking about recently trying to keep balanced with everything in your life. I'm in school right now. Of course, I'm trying to be a good person in the community, be active, and then you got friends, you got family. You got to make sure that you're taking care of yourself. And I know that in the past, I have been spreading myself maybe too thin or committing to too many things, and I'm able to get a lot done, but feeling like it's really taking a toll on me. Right now, I'm trying to draw back a bit. And so I guess, how do you feel good about finding a good balance where you aren't committing to too much, but you're still achieving the things you want to? You're still pushing yourself and you're still making the impact that you want to. And I think it's particularly on my mind because in the pandemic, certain projects that usually I'd be working with a group of people, and it makes it more enjoyable and more manageable. You just got to do by yourself because we're all apart. And also, just in the pandemic, feeling a little low on motivation, where just every day kind of feels very similar over and over again, and it can be hard to keep the momentum going. So if you've got some reflections on that, some other point of view that can help me, that would be fantastic. Thanks so much.
Awesome question, Will. Thank you so much. That actually is a question in some semblance or some form I know we all struggle with from time to time, whatever sphere of influence or whatever season you are in your life. And so thank you so much for that. Let's first demystify balance, because I don't know where and why we have bought into the aspiration of you can have it all, do it all, be it all on your own. Like, that's not a thing, guys. We are killing ourselves trying to attain, trying to aspire to be the perfect, balanced person. That's not a thing. Which brings me to the demystification. So there's only one thing, and not trying to get spiritual on anyone, but only one thing that's balanced, and that's God. Everything he does is because everything is out of balance. Everything that we are experiencing, our wins, our gains, our losses, is because some form or fashion, things got out of balance. Look at our climate right now. So the lies we've told ourselves, we've bought into, that you can have it all on your own in a balanced way, needs to actually be thrown out the window. I believe there are two parts of balance. Balance is not doing everything to perfection. Balance is knowing what should have the priority of your time, or what you should be focusing on in this moment. It's not doing all things well. It's doing the thing that is before us well. It's giving everything we have to the thing that is before us, doing that well. And that balances out all the other things, because if I'm supposed to be focusing on, say, childbearing right now, I need to be at home with the kids. It's funny how we're in this pandemic, and a lot of people are homeschooling. They are now homeschoolers. They chose not to do hybrid. But then there are some people that their job right now, they're in the season where they have to provide for the family, so they're at work, so they depend on the people that can be at home and the school system. So you see what I'm saying? It's balance. But if you are supposed to be at home with your children, you going out to work is in balance, and you are not going to be able to be what you need to be to your particular set of kids. So that's why you can't look at what Sally Sue's doing to get her balance, or Tom, Dick, and Harry to get their balance, to do the actions that they're doing for their people, because we are different. And so there, this streamlined thing of balance we have, you see how it's erroneous. It's not a thing. It is doing the thing that is before you well, which brings me to a second component of balance. So then that means you have to be strong enough. You have to have the wherewithal in your mind to decide, like Will is in school. If I'm supposed to be doing school right now, that is what I'm focusing on. That's my focal point. Then I can't then be running around here trying to do X, Y, Z at the expense of school, because my main priority right now is school. And so to give yourself the permission to line up what you do and get involved with you successfully doing school is balance. And we see people drop out, and we see the breakdowns and the anxiety and the depression, and we see all this added stress and difficulty because we will not balance the priority of what we have in our life. That takes a person knowing who you are. That takes you being in tune with you, to know what should have your attention right now at this time, because you can't be something that you're not. You can't do something that you can't do. And so if you are trying to do that, or if what you are supposed to be focusing on right now is not what you want to do to be balanced, then you need to check in yourself. What in you is what insecurity, what need, what tape going on in your head is telling you that what you're supposed to be doing right now is not enough. That's balance. And then on the flip side of that, you also have the balance of people, and being everything to everybody is never going to work. You have to be who you are to the people that you are supposed to be connected to. You can't do that to everybody. You will burn out, and your life is going to suffer, and you will not have the mental fortitude to balance yourself, to do whatever it is you need to do in your own life, because you have now outbalanced yourself by giving too much here to her or to him, to families, to organizations and connections you have, to passions, to serving. All of that can get out of balance. You have to have the boundary. You have to set the perimeters of how this balances with your life. So the balance is, remember, maintaining a healthy self to function and be present in whatever is before you at that time. And what we do is we give it all away, and then we're wondering why we are so unhealthy mentally, physically, and spiritually, and emotionally. It's because we have to set the parameters. And so if you have a complex, the savior complex, you need to be very careful. You have to set the boundary of yourself. Say, no, I can't help you do that. No, I can't be involved with that. No, I can't fix that for you. No, I can't fix that for you. You have to set that. And if you can't, that means that that's feeling some need you had in yourself. And so still going back to yourself, you're going to have to balance your emotions, see what's going on with you. Why do you feel the need that you have to save, that you have to help everybody? You cannot help everybody, but you can help some people. You cannot do everything, but you can do some things. And what the goal is to do some things well, not to be out of balance and not showing up to best of what you're required and should do versus what you're out here trying to do and has you all out of balance. I hope that helped. And then the third thing he hit on is the pandemic. Okay, so we're in a whole pandemic out here. And so the ball game of self-care has changed. It is actually amped up. And I pray that you guys we're going to have to get creative with connections, because what a group did, like he said, now one person is doing. So you're going to have to creatively get connected. You're going to have to feel a real need with what you have. I believe that we have all we need to live the life we're supposed to live What gets us imbalanced is we put unrealistic expectations on ourselves and others, or we actually are off in what we should be doing in the first place. And so please do a self-check, self-mental health check, self-physical health, self-emotional. Do all these, balance yourself out, because if you're balanced, then you'll make the clear decisions of what balance looks like for you, because it is an individual thing. I hope this helped. Be blessed.